Welcome to Minnesota Vikings Chat, the weekly podcast, MinnesotaVikingsChat.com, featuring me, your host, David Erickson, and I'm with Rick Birmingham in Minneapolis. How you doing, Rick?
Very well.
Very good. Rick and I play football every week, so we bring that perspective as football players as well as fans to the podcast. And we are all about the draft this month. The draft starts on April 25 and lasts for 3 days this year. The Vikings have several needs. They've got 11 picks in the draft, 2 first-round picks. So they've got the flexibility to move up. And they've got a glaring need at middle linebacker, and we're looking at linebackers this week. So another guy that could be a steal is Kiko Alonso. He's out of Oregon with 6'3", 238 pounds. A little on the light side there. 32 and a 1/8 inch arm length, 9 and 3 inch hands, 4.7 40-yard dash. This guy is an aggressive run stopper. He looks like an effective blitzer. Tends to give away his blitzes a little by jumping early, which he gets away with in college, and I think NFL quarterbacks would take advantage of that. It looks like he's fast and good in coverage, but he was arrested for DUI. Was also arrested for breaking someone's apartment and passing out. Tore an ACL, so he's got some baggage there, and he could be. You got to do your due diligence on that if you're going to take a risk on that. So that's another option. But the Vikings are hurting for linebackers, so we'll see what happens. This, I think, is the iffiest position of need for the Vikings in the draft. Just given the drop-off in talent between the top two, and whether or not the Vikings want to trade up and get an Ogletree or not. So we'll see what happens. But
I had no great love for Brinkley, and I was looking at the stats that he was the worst tackler in the NFL last year. But looking at this, and there were a lot of very good wide receivers. We still haven't done anything about cornerback, although I'm happy to leave that for last. But we also need defensive line. It does make me wonder if they shouldn't have got Brinkley back to shore this up. But maybe they can they could sign a certain Bear.
Well, I mean, that looks more and more likely after going through this list of this. I mean, you got to cover
what would his 40-yard dash be now? Like flat 5 or something?
He'd be an upgrade over Brinkley. Let's just say that.
Maybe. Yeah.
E.J. Henderson is still out there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
He was down to about a flat 5 too.
Yeah. So let's wrap it for this week. This has been the Minnesota Vikings Chat podcast at MinnesotaVikingsChat.com. Rick, you want to shamelessly promote yourself?
Yes, I think people should share these videos or podcasts.
Yes.
That's my shameless promotion of the week.
If you like the podcast, make sure you like it on YouTube. If you've got something to add, if you've got some linebackers you like that we haven't covered, talk about them in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to this.
And give us your opinions before the draft, or it doesn't count.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. My name is David Erickson, the host of MinnesotaVikingsChat.com, and this is a wrap until next week, or probably before next week because the draft is next week. Go Vikings.
Go Vikings.